If you're over 60 and your legs feel heavy, cold, numb, swollen, or weak, I want you to listen very carefully because what I'm about to tell you could change how your legs feel for the rest of your life. Most seniors believe poor leg circulation is just a normal part of aging, something you have to accept, something that inevitably leads to pain, cramping, restless nights, slow walking, and even fear of losing independence. But here's the shocking truth most doctors never explain clearly. In many cases, poor circulation in the legs is not caused by age alone. It's driven by what's happening inside your blood vessels every single day. And one specific food, when eaten correctly, can dramatically improve blood flow, sometimes making circulation feel 2 to 3 times better within weeks. Today, I'm going to explain exactly what that food is, why it works so powerfully for seniors, how to use it the right way, and just as importantly, what common foods and habits are quietly destroying your leg circulation without you realizing it. Stay with me, because if you or someone you love struggles with cold feet, leg pain, tingling, cramps, swelling, or fatigue when walking, this information is not just helpful, it's essential. Let's start by talking about what poor leg circulation really is, because understanding this is the key to fixing it. Circulation simply means how well blood moves through your arteries and veins to deliver oxygen and nutrients to your muscles, nerves, and tissues, and then carry waste products back out. Your legs are the farthest parts of your body from your heart, which means they're the first place circulation problems show up. When blood flow is strong, your legs feel warm, energized, and responsive. When blood flow is weak, your legs feel heavy, cold, numb, tingly, or painful. You may notice cramps at night, burning sensations, or that walking even short distances leaves your calves aching. Many seniors are told this is just arthritis or normal aging, but often the real issue is that the tiny blood vessels in the legs are narrowed, stiff, or inflamed. As we age, our blood vessels naturally lose some flexibility. Think of them like garden hoses. When they're new, they're soft and flexible, allowing water to flow freely. Over time, if the hose gets stiff or clogged, water flow slows down. In your body, that stiffness is often caused by inflammation, oxidative stress, and buildup inside the artery walls. This makes it harder for blood to reach your legs, especially when you're walking or standing. On top of that, many seniors take medications, sit for long periods, don't move enough, or eat diets that silently damage circulation. The result is a perfect storm that leaves your legs suffering. Now here's where things get interesting. The body has a natural system for widening blood vessels and improving circulation, and it relies heavily on something called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a molecule your body produces that tells blood vessels to relax and open wider. When nitric oxide levels are healthy, blood flows smoothly, pressure is balanced, and your legs receive the oxygen they need. When nitric oxide production drops, blood vessels tighten, circulation slows, and symptoms appear. Aging, stress, poor diet, and chronic inflammation all reduce nitric oxide production. But the good news is that certain foods can dramatically boost nitric oxide levels even in seniors. And this brings us to the one food I promised to reveal, a food that has been studied extensively for its powerful effects on blood flow, especially in the legs. That food is beets, specifically beetroot, whether eaten whole, cooked gently, or consumed as beetroot powder or juice in the right amount. Beets are rich in natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. This process directly helps blood vessels relax and expand, allowing more blood to flow to your legs. In fact, multiple studies have shown that beetroot consumption can significantly improve blood flow, reduce blood pressure, and increase walking endurance, especially in older adults and people with circulation issues. What makes beets so special for seniors is that their effect is both fast and supportive over time. Some people notice warmer feet, less cramping, and better endurance within days to weeks. Over time, regular beet consumption can help improve the health of the blood vessel lining, known as the endothelium, which is crucial for long-term circulation. This isn't about a temporary boost like caffeine, it's about supporting the body's natural ability to move blood where it's needed most.
But here's something extremely important that most people don't realize. Simply eating beets occasionally is not enough, and eating them the wrong way can reduce their benefits. Let me explain how to use beets properly for maximum leg circulation support. First, the form matters. Whole cooked beets are excellent, but they should be lightly cooked or roasted, not overboiled, because excessive heat can reduce nitrate content. Beet juice can be very effective, but it must be pure beet juice without added sugars, and the portion should be moderate. Too much at once can upset digestion or cause blood pressure to drop too quickly in sensitive individuals. Beetroot powder is another excellent option, especially for seniors who don't like the taste of beets, but quality matters. Look for pure beetroot powder without fillers or artificial ingredients. Timing also matters. Consuming beets earlier in the day or before light activity, such as a walk, can enhance their circulation benefits because nitric oxide helps blood flow during movement. Consistency is more important than quantity. A small amount daily is far more effective than a large amount once in a while. Think of it as gently reminding your blood vessels to stay relaxed and open. Now, while beets are powerful, they work best when combined with a circulation-friendly lifestyle. This is where many seniors unknowingly sabotage their progress. One of the biggest enemies of leg circulation is prolonged sitting. When you sit for long periods, especially with your knees bent, blood pools in the legs, veins struggle to push blood back up to the heart, and circulation slows dramatically. Even if you eat all the right foods, sitting too long can undo much of the benefit. That's why gentle movement throughout the day is essential. You don't need intense exercise. Simple actions like standing up every 30 to 45 minutes, doing gentle calf raises, or taking short walks can dramatically improve blood flow. Hydration is another overlooked factor. Blood is mostly water, and when you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker and harder to circulate. Many seniors don't drink enough water because they don't feel thirsty or want to avoid frequent bathroom trips. But even mild dehydration can worsen circulation. Drinking small amounts of water regularly throughout the day helps keep blood flowing smoothly. Now let's talk about what not to eat, because this is just as important as what to eat. Highly processed foods, especially those high in refined sugar and unhealthy fats, damage blood vessels over time. Sugar spikes cause inflammation and reduce nitric oxide availability. Trans fats and excessive saturated fats stiffen arteries and worsen circulation. Salty processed foods can increase blood pressure and fluid retention, leading to swollen legs and ankles. If you're eating packaged snacks, sugary desserts, white bread, and fried foods regularly, they may be quietly contributing to your leg pain and poor circulation. Another common mistake seniors make is relying solely on medications to manage circulation problems without addressing diet and lifestyle. Medications can be helpful and sometimes necessary, but they don't rebuild healthy blood vessels. Food, movement, and daily habits do. When you support your body naturally, medications often work better, and sometimes lower doses are needed under medical supervision. Let's also address a very common fear among seniors, the fear of walking or exercising because of leg pain. This is completely understandable. If walking hurts, the natural response is to avoid it, but avoiding movement often makes circulation worse over time. The key is gentle, pain-free movement within your comfort zone. Even slow walking, light stretching, or seated leg exercises can stimulate blood flow and help retrain your vessels to deliver oxygen more efficiently. Over time, many people find that their walking distance gradually improves. Another powerful but often ignored factor is breathing. Shallow breathing reduces oxygen delivery and circulation efficiency. Deep, slow breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reduces stress hormones that constrict blood vessels, and improves overall blood flow. Taking a few minutes each day to breathe deeply can actually support better circulation to your legs. Sleep quality also plays a role. Poor sleep increases inflammation and stress hormones, which negatively affect blood vessels. If you experience leg cramps or restless legs at night, improving circulation during the day with proper nutrition, hydration, and movement can significantly reduce nighttime symptoms. Elevating your legs slightly before sleep can also help blood return to the heart and reduce swelling. Now let's go back to beets for a moment, because there are a few important cautions. If you have very low blood pressure, are on blood pressure medications, or have kidney issues, you should talk to your healthcare provider before significantly increasing beet intake, because beets can lower blood pressure and are high in oxalates. This doesn't mean beets are unsafe, it simply means they should be used wisely and in moderation. Beets are not the only food that supports circulation, but they are one of the most effective. Leafy greens like spinach and arugula also contain nitrates that support nitric oxide production. Garlic helps relax blood vessels and reduce inflammation. Fatty fish supports vessel health through omega-3 fatty acids. However, if you're looking for one simple, powerful addition that specifically targets blood flow to the legs, beets stand out. What I want you to understand is that improving leg circulation is not about chasing a miracle cure. It's about stacking small, powerful habits that work together. When you nourish your blood vessels with the right foods, keep your...
Now let's go deeper, because once you understand why circulation fails in the legs as we age, you gain real control over how much you can improve it. One of the biggest misunderstandings seniors have is thinking circulation problems only start in the legs themselves. In reality, the problem usually begins much higher up, at the level of the blood vessel lining and the way your body manages inflammation, blood sugar, and oxygen delivery. Every time you eat, move, or even react to stress, your blood vessels respond. Over decades, those responses add up, either strengthening circulation or slowly weakening it. When blood vessels are healthy, they respond quickly to your body's needs. You start walking, and vessels open wider. You rest, and they gently relax. But when vessels are damaged or inflamed, they lose this flexibility. Blood flow becomes sluggish, especially in the legs, where gravity already works against circulation. This is why symptoms often worsen at the end of the day, after long periods of standing or sitting, or at night when blood pools in the lower limbs. One silent contributor to poor circulation is chronically elevated blood sugar, even in people who are not diagnosed with diabetes. Over time, excess sugar damages the inner lining of blood vessels, making them less responsive to nitric oxide. This means even if your body tries to send signals to open vessels, the message doesn't fully get through. This is one reason why seniors who reduce refined carbohydrates and sugars often notice improved leg comfort and less swelling, even without dramatic weight loss. Inflammation is another major factor. Inflammation is not always obvious. You don't have to feel sick or have visible swelling for inflammation to be present. Low-grade chronic inflammation quietly stiffens blood vessels, reduces nitric oxide availability, and interferes with healthy circulation. Foods rich in natural nitrates, like beets, help counter this by supporting nitric oxide production and improving vessel flexibility, but they work best when inflammatory triggers are reduced. Stress also plays a surprisingly large role. When you're stressed, your body releases hormones that constrict blood vessels. This is useful in emergencies, but harmful when stress becomes constant. Many seniors live with chronic stress from health worries, financial concerns, or loneliness, and this keeps blood vessels in a semi-constricted state. Over time, this reduces circulation to the legs. Simple stress-reducing practices such as slow breathing, light stretching, or spending time outdoors can improve circulation more than most people realize. Now, let's talk about how to stack the effects of beetroot with simple daily actions that dramatically amplify results. When you consume beets and then move your body gently, the effect on circulation multiplies. Nitric oxide opens the vessels, and muscle movement helps pump blood through them. This combination is incredibly powerful. Even a 5 to 10 minute walk after consuming beetroot can significantly enhance blood flow to the legs. Foot and ankle movement is especially important. The calf muscles act like a secondary pump for blood returning to the heart. When they contract, they push blood upward against gravity. When they're inactive, blood pools in the legs. Simple actions like ankle circles, toe raises, and heel lifts while seated can stimulate circulation without strain. These movements are particularly useful for seniors with limited mobility or joint pain. Temperature also affects circulation. Cold causes blood vessels to constrict, while warmth helps them relax.
This is why many seniors notice worse symptoms in colder weather. Keeping your legs warm with socks, gentle heat, or warm foot soaks can support circulation. However, extreme heat should be avoided, especially if you have nerve damage or reduced sensation, as it can increase swelling. Another overlooked factor is footwear. Tight shoes, socks with tight elastic bands, or poorly fitting footwear can restrict blood flow at the ankles and feet. Choosing comfortable shoes with good support and avoiding tight compression unless prescribed can make a noticeable difference in daily comfort. If compression stockings are recommended by a healthcare provider, they should be properly fitted, as incorrect compression can worsen symptoms. Let's also talk about weight distribution and posture. Sitting with legs crossed, slouching, or staying in one position for too long can compress blood vessels and nerves. Simple posture awareness, such as keeping feet flat on the floor, sitting upright, and changing positions regularly, helps maintain better circulation throughout the day. Now I want to address something that worries many seniors: the fear that poor circulation inevitably leads to severe conditions like ulcers, infections, or even amputation. While these outcomes can occur in severe, untreated cases, especially when combined with diabetes or smoking, they're not inevitable. Early and consistent circulation support can dramatically reduce risk. The body has an incredible ability to adapt and improve when given the right signals and nutrients. Smoking, even in the past, has a lasting impact on circulation. Tobacco damages blood vessels and reduces nitric oxide production. If you are a former smoker, it's even more important to support circulation through diet and movement. The good news is that improvements are still possible, even years after quitting. Alcohol consumption deserves mention as well. Moderate intake may not be harmful for everyone, but excessive alcohol dehydrates the body, increases inflammation, and worsens circulation. Seniors often become more sensitive to alcohol's effects, so moderation is key. Let's return again to beetroot, because consistency and personalization matter. Some people do better with small daily amounts, while others prefer a few servings spread throughout the week. Pay attention to how your body responds. If you notice lightheadedness, reduce the amount. If digestion feels uncomfortable, try consuming beets with meals instead of on an empty stomach. Combining beets with vitamin C-rich foods can also support nitric oxide stability. While you don't need to overthink this, something as simple as adding a squeeze of lemon or pairing beets with vegetables can be helpful. Avoid using antibacterial mouthwash excessively, because it can interfere with the oral bacteria needed to convert nitrates into nitric oxide. This is a detail most people never hear, but it matters. One of the most empowering things you can do is track your progress, not obsessively, but gently. Notice changes in leg temperature, walking comfort, swelling, or nighttime cramps. Small improvements are signs that your circulation is responding. Celebrate those wins. They build motivation and confidence. Social connection also plays a role. Loneliness and isolation increase stress hormones and inflammation, which negatively affect circulation. Engaging with friends, family, or community activities supports both mental and physical health. Even regular phone calls or short outings can have a positive impact. As you continue making these changes, remember that setbacks can happen. Illness, travel, or stress can temporarily worsen symptoms. This doesn't mean you failed. Simply return to your supportive habits as soon as possible. Circulation health is built over time, not in perfection. What I want you to take away from this is a sense of hope grounded in science and real-world experience. Your legs are not beyond help simply because of age. They respond to nourishment, movement, and care just like the rest of your body. When you consistently support blood flow, you're not just improving circulation, you're protecting your independence, mobility, and quality of life. And as we move towards wrapping up, keep this perspective in mind. Every healthy choice you make sends a message to your body that it is worth caring for. Over time, those messages add up to real, noticeable change. Another common mistake seniors make is relying solely on medications to manage circulation problems without addressing diet and lifestyle. Medications can be helpful and sometimes necessary, but they don't rebuild healthy blood vessels. Food, movement, and daily habits do. When you support your body naturally, medications often work better and sometimes lower doses are needed under medical supervision. Let's also address a very common fear among seniors, the fear of walking or exercising because of leg pain. This is completely understandable. If walking hurts, the natural response is to avoid it. But avoiding movement often makes circulation worse over time. The key is gentle, pain-free movement within your comfort zone. Even slow walking, light stretching, or seated leg exercises can stimulate blood flow and help retrain your vessels to deliver oxygen more efficiently. Over time, many people find that their walking distance gradually improves. Another powerful but often ignored factor is breathing. Shallow breathing reduces oxygen delivery and circulation efficiency. Deep, slow breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reduces stress hormones that constrict blood vessels, and improves overall blood flow. Taking a few minutes each day to breathe deeply can actually support better circulation to your legs. Sleep quality also plays a role. Poor sleep increases inflammation and stress hormones, which negatively affect blood vessels. If you experience leg cramps or restless legs at night, improving circulation during the day with proper nutrition, hydration, and movement can significantly reduce nighttime symptoms. Elevating your legs slightly before sleep can also help blood return to the heart and reduce swelling. Now let's go back to beets for a moment, because there are a few important cautions. If you have very low blood pressure, are on blood pressure medications, or have kidney issues, you should talk to your healthcare provider before significantly increasing beet intake, because beets can lower blood pressure and are high in oxalates. This doesn't mean beets are unsafe, it simply means they should be used wisely and in moderation. Beets are not the only food